Guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking another look at this week's shrine. Now, I haven't actually had a look at the shrine. It has just reset, so I'm about to click over and you guys are going to be able to see my reaction and how I feel about this week's shrine. So let's have a look. That's going to be all for this week's video. Wow, okay, So this has seen hell. Okay, let's walk through the perks. So we've actually got a perk at the top, which is called Open-Handed. This is probably the best perk on the shrine. Now, what is good about this perk? Basically, at tier 1, you have a 10% chance to be able to plunder an additional add-on. At tier 2, you have I think it's like 25%, and at tier 3, you have a 50%. So what does the perk do? When you loot a chest, you have a 100% chance of getting a very rare or lower add-on attached to the item. Then you have an additional chance to get another attachment from 10 to like 20 or 25% to 50%. So you can plunder an item with up to 2 special add-ons. What else does it do? It also allows you to keep your add-ons when you escape a trial. So if you come in with an amazing flashlight with a battery and a halogen or something and you want to keep your add-ons at the end of the trial, you can run this perk because you will keep it providing you live to the end of the trial. Same thing with a rainbow map. Doesn't matter what the item is. As long as you escape with it in your hand, you will keep the add-ons. So it's actually a pretty fun item to both be able to keep your add-ons. Now, if you entwine Ace in the Hall with Plunderers, you can get a lot of really good loot, or alternatively Ace in the Hall with Pharmacy, which is a Quentin Teachable unlocked at level 30. So there are some pretty cool choices. I'm not gonna, it's unlocked at level 35, sorry, on Quentin. Vigil's at 40, and Wake Up's at 30. It's actually a fun perk to preserve stuff. Is it really going to benefit you in a trial? No. You can plunder really good add-ons. Yes, you can plunder a skeleton key, for example, with really good attachments like a blood amber and a prayer bead. It is possible to loot it. Remember, anything from uncommon or lower for the bottom part, but that will change, I'm pretty sure, with depending on what tier you have it, tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, or up to very rare to lower. So you can find some cool stuff. There's not really much to tell you about it. That's pretty much the perk in a nutshell. Now, the next perk is going to be called Leader. Now, I want to explain Leader really well for you guys. Leader does not affect you. It affects everyone around you. It gives them a 15, a 20, a 25% faster, etc. What does it do? If a player is around you, they need to walk into the 8-meter range, and then it lasts on them 15 seconds after you leave the 8-meter range. It is not enhanced with other effects that make things longer, like Open-Handed, based on the fact Open-Handed doesn't affect Leader. A Leader is an aura around you, as opposed to an aura reading ability, which is something completely different. So, if Jeff just walked in 8 meters, within 8 meters of you, he's going to get a 15, 20, and 25, respectively, for base 1, 2, or tier 3, on quickly salvoing hooks, faster healing, cleansing, opening doors. It also allows him to hook save you 25% quicker. So if you're on the hook, you know, and the killer's standing there waiting and people do that unhook stuff, he can do it 25% quicker as well. It's an okay perk. It also counters things like Sloppy Butcher if somebody is healing you. Personally, I don't like it. I'd rather take something like Botany because I know what I can do, and giving people in solo queue an ability like Leader, it's not really going to help them. That being said, if I was in a Swift, I could see much more value out of Leader, depending on what my team was building and how they were building. I want to repeat that Leader does not affect generators. Prove Thyself affects generators by 15%. Leader does everything else, so just keep that in mind as well. You're not going to be able to stack it with Leader and Prove Thyself. They're both Dwight Teachables as well, non-DLC perks in the game. This is a DLC perk from Ace. You can unlock this with in-game currency though, so you will not require Audric cells. Now the next perk is also unlockable through Audric, not Audric cells. You can get it through Audric, but you can get it through iridescent shards. This is Overwhelming Presence. This is a Doctor Teachable. Basically, whenever you're within the killer's heartbeat, it's a killer perk, obviously. Whenever you're within the killer's heartbeat, you have an 80, 90, and 100% faster consumption rate on the item you're using. Now, yes, if you are healing with a medkit has just enough charges for you to get 1 heal off. Every time you land a great, you preserve 1 charge. Every time you miss a skill check, you consume an additional 2 charges to make up what you missed. If a player tries to heal inside the killer's terror radius with a normal medkit, they will not be able to get the heal done because of how strong Overwhelming Presence is. It's not a great perk, I'm not going to lie. Don't get me wrong, you have to be within the heartbeat range for it to work. And things like toolboxes, which it was a big counter to prior, it's not going to matter because toolboxes get consumed really quick. Not going to affect keys. Rainbow maps aren't going to matter too much. Lightborn after its buff is better against flashlights. It doesn't really have a strong place in Dead by Daylight in its current state, especially with Franklin's being able to destroy and remove items from the trial. Would I purchase this perk? I would not purchase this perk. And we've got Predator, which is a Wraith Teachable. What does it do? So basically, it makes scratch marks slightly, considerably, and tremendously closer together. I never recommend this perk. Some people say if you're new to Spirit, they recommend this to understand tracking better. I think it's just like Shadowborn on a Nurse. You can use it and it will make you better, but if you become accustomed to using the perk, it's going to hurt your performance on other killers. That's why I recommend getting out of the habit of using Shadowborn on a Nurse. That way you free up a free slot that can help you out a lot. You might go Discordance, you might go Sloppy Butcher, you might go Nurse's Calling, you might go Corrupt Intervention, you might go Pop. It doesn't matter, but you free up a free slot. As a Spirit, I'd much prefer something like Strider. Strider's much more pinpointable. There's no real counter to Strider, even with Iron Will, unless they run Iron Will and no Mither. That being said, with Predator, if we are looking at Predator, people could just not run to leave scratch marks. Also countered by Lightweight as well, and things like Poised when they complete a Generator. I don't think it's a great perk. I could show you it in a video if that's what you guys want. Let me know in a comment down below. That also being said, that's going to be it for this week's Shrine. There's really not much to it. If I had to buy something, it's a non-DLC perk as well. If I had to buy something out of this Shrine as a survivor, I'd definitely pick Ace in the Hole to allow me to prolong my add-ons when I come into a trial, to preserve them when I leave the trial, and to plunder items with add-ons. If I was a killer main, which I am, and I was willing to purchase an item, I wouldn't purchase any of these two perks. I don't think they're very good. I would stick with Ace in the Hole. Unfortunately, I would give this Shrine maybe about a 2.5 out of 10. It's a very weak Shrine. There's not much that's going to be able to help newer players. There's not much that's going to help experienced players. But anyways, guys, that's going to be all for this week's Shrine video. Sorry I was a little bit hesitant with what I was saying. They're very uncommon perks. They're not used too often, but I hope I gave you guys an accurate description of everything that you need to know. If you guys want to learn more about Dead by Daylight, I do educational, informative Dead by Daylight killer and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you guys want to tune in the live streams, make sure you pop in for that. And that's going to be it. If you think you know everything about DBD, make sure you jump to the live streams and you help me teach people that don't. Anyways, guys, stay awesome, stay safe, and I will see you in the fog in the next